Hi, it's Cindy Fodor here with Stamp the Love, and I'm coming to you with a Technique Thursday. I'd like to show you a really cute way to make a special fold on a card, and it's so simple. Anybody can do it. And I'm going to start out with showing you the snail that's set in the card that I made already, and then I'm going to show you a little bit different way to do that. So let me introduce you to this card. So I used the designer paper that coordinates with it, and let me just pull that out here so that I can show you what I did. So I used this piece here that coordinates with this die, I think. No, is that the right one? No, this die, sorry. It's always tricky to figure out which one. All right, so that fits on there. So I just snipped in here and cut out the one that I wanted to die cut. And I would do the same here. That way I would leave this for fussy cutting or whatever else I wanted to do there. Okay, and I just want to check something here once. Yeah, I just wanted to make sure they didn't like do something cool backwards that we could do. And I don't think anything else goes here. I think that's the only thing besides these cute little letters. I was able to die cut those out. Okay, so I did use one of those. Now, I took another piece and let me find it here, this one. So it looks similar, except these snails are just a little smaller. If you see there the difference. And this one has a die to it that goes like that. So I chose this because I have shown this before, and I showed how to use blends with it. It's a fun one to color, but if you don't have time and you want a wow project that you don't have to color, this card is going to be that, because everything's quick and easy. You die cut it, you make a couple folds, and you're done. Okay, so let me get on with showing you how this works. Let me put these aside so I don't lose them. So this card opens like this, and inside is this cute little pop-up. And I also added a second pop-up to this one just because I could. And you don't have to. That would just be a little extra time. But if you look here, I made a little tube, and I just did a 2 1/4 by 3/4 inch strip of paper. Let me just do that for you quick. I'm sure I have a scrap of paper laying around here somewhere that I could use. I saw it when I came in. Okay, so I just knew that I wanted it to be a little bit narrower than this strip, which is 1 inch, and I wanted it to be a small box, a small little tube. So that's how I chose that size. So I'm going to cut this at 3/4, and then I'm going to cut, sorry, there's a score line on there. Let me do another one. I didn't see that. Okay, so 3/4 of an inch, and then this is going to be 2 1/4. I know that seems very tiny. All right, I'm going to score it at every 1/2 inch. So I'm just going to use the lighter one, which is the scoring one. So there's a 1/2. There's 1. What I love about this cutter is these little raised areas in here. So tiny little pieces like this, even if it was a little smaller and fit in between there, it's a great stop to stop your paper so it doesn't slide up through. I've never seen another cutter do that, so I'm very impressed with that, in case you're wondering. Okay, one last one. I'm going to turn it around, and I'm going to do this at 1/4 inch right here, which should leave me a 1/2 inch right there. Okay, and then you just fold on all the lines and add a little bit of glue here. I don't need too much. I don't want. I am so frustrated with technology. So my recording just stopped and I had completed the whole video. So I'm going back and trying to go back to where I was. And so anyways, I was ready to glue this. So I glued, actually, I cut this piece with a 3/8 inch edge instead of a 1/4 of an inch like I had showed originally. Because this is the one I did, and it just, a 1/4 of an inch doesn't give you a lot to glue. And I really want to make sure that holds. So, so hold that in place for a few seconds. And then when I'm ready to put it in my card, I want to glue the 2 areas here where the where they meet. Okay, the 2 pieces are going to go back in the corner and get glued to the square. So if you imagine me gluing these 2 pieces, then I'm going to go like this, and I'm going to stick them right into this fold, and then I'm going to close. Okay, so that now those 2 areas are glued right in here and here, and the other 2 areas are open to create the little box that will move as you fold it. Okay, so I hope that you find that helpful, and a quick and easy card, guys. All right, let me show you another orientation. So this card that I'm going to show you opens this way like a book. Okay, so it's a long fold. That means this piece is longer. And so let me show you that one from start to finish. So I have a 4 1/4 inches by 11, and we're going to score that in half. I fold it this way without scoring because the fibers do not go that direction, and they'll break and they'll look all crumply and everything. So I'm going to score this here at 5 1/2. And make sure that that's lined up perfect, and it's not. I never score perfectly on this. I usually use my Simply Scored because that scores perfectly every time, but this way I can at least get that fold to look nice and crisp. All right, while I have this here, I'm going to take a 1 inch by 11 inch piece. So I just cut this off right next to the 4 1/4. I'm going to take the 1 inch piece, and I want to show you my my breakdown and how to do this. Okay, so when you look at this card, if you fold this in half like I did the other one, did it in half, and then I fold the pieces back on themselves, so that you can see here that they all match up together. Okay, so 2 1/8, 2 1/8, 2 1/8, 2 1/8. All right, the problem with that is if I put these to the edge like they should have been, this piece would have been out here at the end, and I didn't want that. I didn't want that fold to come clear out here. So I scooted them back a little bit, which made this not quite a square, which doesn't matter. It just means that when it opens completely, it's not going to be completely flat, but it will fold down nicely. So, so in this one, when I did this one, I fixed that by doing this. So I am going to be, my center is always going to be at the half mark. So 5 1/2 is definitely where my center is going to be. So we'll score that. Next, half of 5 1/2, if I had done that, would be 2 3/4. Okay, we already decided from the other card that I didn't want to do that. I want this piece out here to be a little longer. So I decided to go with 3 inches from each end. So I'm going to do 3 on this end. I'm going to flip it around, and I'm going to do 3 on this end. Okay, so now I have my center, and I have my 2 outside pieces, and there is a little here, so that I can put these to the edge of my card, and this piece will be back. So I will be able to glue these in here like this, and all you will see is those little end pieces. You won't see that big fold. Okay, so stay with me. I'm going to show you how this all goes together, and you will be amazed. You know what? I'm going to go ahead and cut my front piece a while I have this here. So I'm using this piece. I'm actually, everything for this card, well, pretty much everything except for a few sayings, is from our Butterfly Brilliance Bundle, which came out this month. So you've got the beautiful stamps and the die that cuts all of those out at one shot. Now the stamps aren't actual size, so it doesn't, but here's it actually stamped on paper, and you can see how it completely lines up and will cut out all those butterflies at one shot. And if you grab one of the designer papers, this one right here, look at all those gorgeous papers. But this one, I can take this die and actually lay it on here and cut out all these butterflies. Okay? And this is the one I used on this card. All right. And there's so many other gorgeous things in here. I know I've said it and I've heard everybody say I do not need another butterfly set. But I'm telling you, look at those. Look at those gorgeous dies. And then these little accent pieces that go with, that were on this page with this die, I never get them back on the same. But anyways, I did show a video using these, and I will try to link that on here so that you can see that one as well in case you missed that one. But I'm going to be doing more with this month. I'm highlighting this. If you place an order using the hostess code up here at stampandcindy.stampin'up.net, you can actually order this whole bundle of products, including this natural birch designer paper. It's specialty paper. There's two 12 by 12 pieces in that. And these two things are only available while supplies last, and until probably May, when the new catalog comes out. The bundle of stamps and dies will be in the new catalog, but these two pieces will not be. But here you can order all 4 of these items for $71.25 with one code. Very quick shopping, guys. 159408 will get you everything on this page. Okay? And everything that I just showed you right here, other than the cutter. All right? So I'm going to take this 6x6 piece, and I want to put it on the front of my card. So I'm going to make it at 4 by 5 1/4. And I'm going to need that piece in a second. And there's one extra little piece that we can use for something. So this will go perfectly on the front of my card right here. All right. And then this piece here, I am going to cut in 1-inch strips. And we're going to use it on the inside piece that we just cut. And I'll show you how I'm going to do that in a minute. I just want to make sure these are actually cut straight, because the last one wasn't exact. Okay, that's pretty good. All right, so we remember when I scored, we had a 3-inch piece, and then what was left over from that was 2.5. So I'm going to cut this a little smaller than 3. I'm going to cut it at 2 15/16. So it's the next little mark down from 3. Then I'm going to cut a 2.5, and I'm going to cut that at the mark down. So it would be 7/16, I guess, if you want to get technical. And the same with this one. I'm going to cut the 3, a little less than 3, and then a little less than 2.5. Okay. All right. The reason I did this was because I cut this piece in the same color to save time. But when I went to put it in here, I was like, it's a little too much the same color. So because our designer paper, I could have used that, but our designer paper is only 6 inches long. So I decided to go ahead and use the piece that I had left over, and I could use the opposite side so I could showcase how gorgeous that was as well. So I'm going to take my 3-inch piece, and I'm going to place it on the long end of this 1-inch strip. Do my other 3-inch piece. I'm going to watch this video now and make sure it doesn't shut off, because that is really frustrating. I'm not sure why it did it. And then my 2.5-inch piece, and another 2.5. Okay. And now this is ready to go inside. And I just realized that I didn't cut any more butterflies out. Okay, so I'm going to glue just the ends, just the 3-inch pieces. I'm going to glue them really good. I'm using Stamp and Seal Plus because it has the extra grippiness and hold that you're going to need on a card like this that has a lot of movement to it. And I'm going to go ahead and fold that closed. I'm going to stick this right in here and make sure that it's nice and straight. Then I can close this and just give some good pressure there. And now I have the inside all completed. Okay, so there we go with that one. I do need to get my butterflies, and I do have a big shot in the room that I can get to, and I could cut those out real quick. Let me go ahead and put this on the front. We're going to put the butterflies on the front here. And I just want a little border around the whole thing. And oh, the color of paper that I used, the cardstock, is Rococo Rose. It's an in color, and it goes so well with this paper. All right. Okay, let me cut this real quick because I really do want to show you the whole thing. And I need to get my dies back out of here. I usually use some washi tape with this, which I don't think I have in here. So I'm going to, but I might have a Post-it note. Yeah. Let's see if I can get it out of here with all the tools. Excuse me. All right, let's get this lined up good. I'm going to go ahead and tear this in half. I usually do this right on the plate. And since I'm not, I'm going to make sure I tape it good. That's perfect, but it lines up really nice. I'm very impressed with it. It's good I have my old big shot in here. I pull him out when we're doing a lot of cutting and I need an extra one. So we'll put that in there. Run this guy through here. It's going to be a little shaky. Get him out of the way. Okay. Pop these guys out of here. See how gorgeous they are. And that's it for that. Guess you could use this side for something, right? Maybe I could come up with something with it really pretty. Love this sort of mottled color on the back of that. All right, so now we're ready to put some in here. And so for this card, I did have some black and white ones as well, but I didn't bring those in either. That's what happens when you have to repeat something that you already did. And I'm gluing these flat because I do not, I don't want extra fullness in here. We already have this fullness that's going to make this card a little thicker, so I don't want to pop anything else up inside of here. Now, I did grab 2 pieces of white cardstock that I had run through with the stitched rectangle dies, and I just love them, and I had some extra ones laying there, and I thought this would look really nice inside of here for my saying. And I do have a saying that I want to put in here, and I want to show it to you. I'm using the Woven Heirlooms stamp set, and it has a really great saying there. And I'm going to use Bermuda Bay with the color of this designer paper. And I decided that instead of trying to make this straight, I'm going to stamp it on an angle so that it looks like it's supposed to be on an angle. You know, that old trick. So if you can't stamp it straight, make sure you stamp it plenty crooked. Okay, and then for the front, I'm going to just pull this over here, and I'm going to stamp this saying, "It's your day," comes from this stamp set, Happiest of Birthdays. And it's just a great birthday set if you need some big sayings. And I wanted something big to go here with my big butterfly that I'm going to put on. Okay. Just cleaning these with my chamois quick so that I don't make a huge mess. All right, finished with that. All right, I'm going to go ahead and add some glue here and pop this on the front. Now this would look really pretty with a little border of colored paper around it if you choose, but I kept it simple because I wanted you to be able to see how quick and easy this card could be. And I will add some dimensionals here. I'm going to put 4 on this butterfly, just on the outer wings. And I'm going to go ahead and bend it so that the body sort of bends down in. I should have probably done a little bit of folding out with my and I might do this. I just put a touch of glue on there so that that actually sticks down to the paper instead of sticking up. There we go. Now we got a little extra dimension to our butterfly, if you can see it. And then we have this great little pop-up, which I will add my other butterflies. They're out on the other table, and I don't want to take a chance that this video is going to end on me again before I get finished. So I hope you enjoyed that. Hopefully you'll add that to your next card. Just that quick little pop-up in the center that adds that extra dimension and the extra coolness when somebody opens their card. So the front of it can be fairly simple when you do something like this. You don't have to like spend so much time on trying to make it crazy looking, because how quick and easy is that, right? All right, I hope you enjoyed. I hope that's been helpful, and I hope that you will keep stamping. Take care.